Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Wheeler here, and I thought we'd play a little chess game today. I was getting back into chess a little bit. Not that I'm good in any capacity, but I thought it would be nice to just enjoy a game and see what happens. Let's do a 10-minute with a 5-second. 10 and 5, I don't know what they call it. Here we go. The d4 will respond with d5. Let's defend our pawn here. I think they call this the Italian game. Threatening this, well, actually the Italian might be in reverse. So never mind, but let's respond. Let's respond with bishop to f5 here, develop. And we'll respond with e6. Threatening my bishop here. I might bring it back to g6, although it will get trapped at a certain point. I could also threaten his bishop, and we might be able to trade. But it actually wouldn't work, because I don't have any defense in this position from the knight that would protect this corner here. So let's bring the bishop back for now and see what happens. Yep, he's gonna try to trap it. Let's develop my knight on c6 here. What I'm hoping to do is move my pawn up, and now that I have some defense for it, and threaten here. But I do need to build up some more. But here comes the threat here. And it's time we figure a way out of this situation here, so let's give it a moment's thought, make sure we're making the right choices. I clearly didn't have a good start. I don't usually play with a d4 start. I am more used to e4, e5, and that's what I'm learning. My rank, I would say, is under 1,000 right now. I'm not in any way good at chess. I do blunder all the time. But I would like to share my growth in the game with you, and hopefully we play more of this game and see what happens. But for now, my bishop is pretty much trapped, and my only way out would be to threaten one of my opponent's pieces. Now, what I am seeing here is that this pawn is only protected with the queen. So, with that in mind, if only I can find a way to add one more layer of protection to it, that would allow me to get it here, but we would need to first get out of this situation one way or another. letting my clock run here for quite a while. I'm just trying to think this through. I do have this pawn I can take, but it does me nothing. I could take here, but that does me nothing right now. I don't think this would be a good move, but I'm leaning towards that at the moment. I might as well ignore this corner and work on development, so I'm going to move my queen to e7 and see what happens. Obviously this is going to take. And once that happens, my only decision is to choose between. So if I take from here, this rook will eat this way. So I don't think that would work. But if I go this way, we got double pawns on this side, which isn't a bad thing. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. Nothing else I can do in this position at the moment. I'm expecting maybe something like g4 to g5. But what else can I do with this position? Okay, it seems to be an attack on this pawn, and it might just be a check, and then a way to get my rook, which I do see happening. So I think it would be best for me to castle in this position, which would allow the rook to open up into the game and also prevent the fork when the knight lands here. Otherwise my king and my rook would be in jeopardy on the next move, and my queen can't defend because the bishop controls that. So I just evaded that situation, although I didn't think the rest through, but at least I saw that coming and I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. I think the best move here is to just ignore and move the rook out of the way. So the only question is to where. Do I go to e8 or do I go to d7? Or I do see a check right here, and once that check happens, I could eat the knight. But as of now, I'm going to ignore that move, and I'm going to move my rook out of the way. And if I have the opportunity to do that next round, I'm going to go for it. And there goes that plan. So my queen is now under threat. Now if I move my queen, I can expose the bishop with my bishop, although it is still protected. So the question now is, how do I keep my queen protected here? Eating is impossible, obviously, but let's simply, it's either here or here. I think here is best, but before I do it though, let's just ensure that there is no other possible move. But let's do it and expose the bishops. And see what happens next. He takes the bishop. He is up 6 pieces here, or more realistically 3. Let's develop this rook a little bit. Now he's up 3. And let's see what happens next. Give the king an opening here. I will if I move my knight out of the way, I might just win that knight here, because he knows what comes next. Well, not really. But by exposing, I think it's a good start, and it does develop. But it will be under threat. Let's consider some more middle positions here. Moving this knight out of the way opens this lane. Threatening this way opens up this lane, and I think that's a real strong position. I'm going to move that up here, because this is going to be serious risky business for this player. I have to keep an eye on that clock, though. He has 8 minutes and 8.5 minutes, and I'm only down to 2:37. Okay. So now I need to consider eating this way, which exposes the knight to the queen, puts it under threat. And once I move this knight out of the way, or maybe even this knight first, we can take a little more control. That's the plan here. Okay, I'm in check here. I think the best move is to b8. Now he just put his knight back into this position. I'm not sure. The bishop is protecting it. So I'm not sure if I noticed that before or not, but that is not great. We have we could threaten this direction, I think. Or let's just make sure we're not going to get forked on accident. If I put my knight here, it is protected and safe. Although the trade, it's just going to be under threat. Let me see, if I go here, he goes here, then I go and eat. This bishop takes this knight, I take the queen. This is under threat, so I don't actually, but yeah, there's a lot to it. But let's just see what happens. I'm assuming we're gonna get a b3 here. Well, actually, the pawn could take. So if I go to the queen, he eats. From here, I will just take that. It's not a terrible move, but okay, the queen is now in the game here. Although, this knight does look free to take, so I'm going to take it. think we did even out the game a little bit, although the time clock is really my enemy right now. So we're just going to try to work with it, do what I can. Keep an eye on these rooks and see how these files open up and see what my opportunities are. We got a castle here. We could threaten the queen. Just trying to keep that clock going, no, not going too far down here. Okay, we're in trouble a little bit. We will have to, no choice but to eat here, unfortunately. We'll move it out of the way. Maybe it would have been better going to c7 to threaten it and move it, but it's okay. We will consider some other methods of winning this game here. The knight's protecting now. It's kind of a rough game without the rooks here, and he has 2 rooks on the table. So, but I do have my queen, so that is the difference that we have. Kind of interesting, actually, that I'm up the queen. But let's see what we can do next. We got e3. That's kind of unprotected. So he noticed that apparently. Let's try. Let's get e3 going. Keep in mind this rook is just holding that entire line here, which isn't great. I have 9 seconds on the clock. I just have to play it fast, whatever happens here. Whatever I do needs to be done quickly. I might just go to c3 next and see what happens. Okay, we just have to keep moving, but I might be under threat here soon. Okay. My queen is under threat, but I can go here. Okay. Let's see what that does for me. My next move is probably going to c4. Okay. That's interesting. I have to probably eat here. Oh, it's game over. Look at that. My next move would probably be eat here, threatening the knight. But wow, what a time constraint game. Okay. I don't know how I fared in that game, to be honest. I think there was a point where I was losing for sure, but then I kind of won it back a bit. Well, let's see what we can do from here. So, let's just continue the game here and see what happens. Practice with the computer. So my turn, I would probably do here. So the rook is now getting in the game here. We can then go for the knight. Oh, that's okay. Nope, that was a mistake. That was quite the blunder. Let's head back a bit here. Try again. Okay, so I just exposed myself to the rook, and that was a big blunder on my part. And those are the kinds of mistakes I still unfortunately make in my games. Let's move the queen here. And now we have this unprotected. And we can then go here. Oh, we can't. You know something? That is unfortunate. We're going to go back again and see what we can do better here. Probably jumping to this side of the board, maybe? Or just, maybe just advance. I don't want to advance that pawn, because once this eats, I'm under threat. And it might just be a checkmate at that point. We can probably go... I like coming right here, but I think the next move would be c3. Maybe this pawn move here threatens that rook, but then it just eats. So we can then there's no protection here. I really gotta advance some pawn moves, which I don't really have the opportunity to do. I really just need to win by cutting in here. Let's try a move like this. I'm now under check, and that might just be a... Look at that. That's pretty bad, huh? That's a quite the play. This exposure right here is something I really need to work on. So let's go back a step. We'll go to here. If I were to have gone... yeah, there's nothing I can do. And my queen is gone. So this game was, downhill from, sort of from the start. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this game. And I'm gonna publish this video because I don't care. I did bad. I know I did bad. And it's just nice. Who cares? This game is fun. It's enjoyable to play. And the point of chess is to improve. And no matter what, even the best players lose. So with that being said, with this little analysis, we can now move on to the next game. And I hope to see you in the next one. I hope to be making more videos like this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.